She's bold, she's unapologetic, and she's no stranger to controversy. Her rise to fame came with scandal, lawsuits, and fearless confrontations. Ellen Barkin never played it safe, on screen or in life. Breaking into the industry. She didn't glide into Hollywood fame, but fought her way in with determination and grit. Growing up in the Bronx, New York, her world was far from glamorous. Her father worked as a chemical salesman, and her mother was a hospital administrator. It wasn't a life of luxury, but it shaped her resilience and drive to achieve more. At Hunter College, Barkin studied history and drama. Initially, acting wasn't her primary goal. She was captivated by storytelling and the complexities of human emotions. But as her interest deepened, acting became her focus. To refine her skills, she enrolled at the Actors Studio, known for producing Hollywood greats like Marlon Brando and James Dean. Under the mentorship of Lee Strasberg, Barkin immersed herself in method acting. This approach required emotional depth and raw authenticity, and Barkin thrived in the discipline. She began auditioning relentlessly, taking on off-Broadway plays and minor television roles to stay afloat. The early years were tough, rejection was constant, and financial stability felt distant, but Barkin kept pushing forward. Her breakthrough came in 1982 with Barry Levinson's Diner. The low-budget, character-driven film was about friends grappling with adulthood. Barkin played Beth Schreiber, a wife struggling in a failing marriage. It wasn't a glamorous role, but her performance was magnetic. Critics praised her ability to convey vulnerability and emotional complexity. The New York Times called her a natural, and Hollywood started to take notice. Barkin didn't rush into every opportunity. She turned down roles she felt lacked depth. Her selectiveness paid off with Tender Mercies, 1983. Acting opposite Robert Duvall, she delivered a subtle yet powerful performance. The film went on to win 5 Academy Awards, further solidifying her credibility. Despite these early successes, Barkin's rise wasn't meteoric. It was steady and deliberate. She built her career on a foundation of talent, discipline, and an unwavering commitment to authenticity. The golden era of Ellen Barkin. By the late 1980s, Ellen Barkin was at the height of her career. In 1987, she starred in The Big Easy, a steamy crime thriller set against the vibrant backdrop of New Orleans. Barkin played Ann Osborne, a district attorney tasked with unraveling corruption in the city's police force. Her portrayal struck a delicate balance between toughness and vulnerability, captivating audiences. Paired with Dennis Quaid, their on-screen chemistry was electric. The film grossed over $17 million, a significant achievement for a mid-budget production in the late 80s. Its success cemented Barkin's reputation as a leading lady capable of elevating any script with her magnetic presence. 2 years later, Barkin took on Sea of Love, 1989, starring opposite Al Pacino in one of the decade's most memorable thrillers. She played Helen Kruger, a character cloaked in mystery and sensuality. The plot kept audiences guessing whether Helen was a vulnerable love interest or a calculating murderer. Barkin's performance was riveting, her subtle shifts in demeanor pulling viewers deeper into the story. The film was a massive hit, grossing over $110 million globally. Critics praised her for holding her own against Pacino, whose intensity often overshadowed his co-stars. Barkin's ability to match his energy and depth proved she was more than a supporting act. She was a powerhouse. Behind the scenes, Barkin's work ethic set her apart. Directors and co-stars frequently commented on her dedication. During the filming of The Big Easy, Barkin pushed for authenticity, insisting on performing many of her own stunts. From physically demanding action sequences to emotionally charged moments, she approached each scene with precision and grit. This level of commitment was rare for actresses at the time and underscored her drive to create performances that felt real and lived in. Sea of Love was no different. Barkin immersed herself in the character, delving into the complexities of Helen's motivations. Her preparation paid off. The movie became not only a commercial success but a cultural touchstone, defining the erotic thriller genre for years to come. By the decade's end, Barkin was one of Hollywood's most sought-after stars. She had a reputation for versatility, seamlessly transitioning from crime thrillers to character-driven dramas. But with fame came challenges. Her rising star attracted media attention that often veered into speculation about her personal life. Whispers of strained relationships and rumors of Barkin being difficult on set hinted at the pressures she faced behind the scenes. Behind industry battles. Hollywood admired Ellen Barkin's talent, but her independence often clashed with the industry's expectations. From the start, she made it clear she wouldn't play by the rules. "If they want a Barbie doll, they know where to find one. That's not me," she once said. It was a bold declaration. Some saw it as empowering. Others, especially insiders, labeled her difficult. One of her most publicized battles came during the making of Switch, 1991, a comedy with a provocative premise. Barkin played Amanda Brooks, the reincarnated version of a misogynistic man trying to earn redemption as a woman. The film's gender-bending storyline lets Barkin explore her versatility. She balanced humor and raw emotion, portraying Amanda as both vulnerable and resilient. Critics praised her layered performance, calling it one of the film's highlights. Behind the camera, however, things were tense. Barkin and director Blake Edwards reportedly clashed over the film's tone. Edwards leaned into comedy while Barkin pushed for more emotional depth. Their differing visions led to heated arguments on set. Barkin refused to back down, determined to bring authenticity to her character. The disputes didn't derail the project, but the behind-the-scenes drama leaked to the press. Stories about her difficult behavior followed, overshadowing the film's success. Her defiance wasn't limited to one project. Barkin repeatedly turned down roles she deemed shallow, even when it meant fewer opportunities. Studio executives grew cautious, seeing her as too outspoken. Romantic leads and formulaic scripts didn't interest her, so she chose roles that reflected the complexities of real women. High-profile romances and marriages. Her personal life often became tabloid fodder, even as her career flourished. Her relationship with Irish actor Gabriel Byrne began in the late 1980s. They married in 1988 and soon welcomed 2 children, Jack and Romy. Barkin and Byrne kept things low-key, avoiding the spotlight. Their focus was on work and raising their family, not making headlines. But their busy careers strained the marriage. By 1993, they had separated. The split was quiet and amicable, with both prioritizing their children. Their divorce was finalized in 1999, but they stayed on good terms. Years later, Byrne called Barkin an extraordinary woman, a rare testament to the enduring respect between ex-partners. In 2000, Barkin's love life took a dramatic turn. She married billionaire Ronald Pearlman, the CEO of Revlon. From the outside, their life looked like a dream. Lavish parties, designer wardrobes, and appearances at high-profile events painted a picture of glamour. Barkin became a fixture in elite social circles, seamlessly blending into Pearlman's world. Behind the scenes, though, the story was different. Pearlman's controlling nature clashed with Barkin's independence. Their arguments were frequent and intense, overshadowing the opulence of their lifestyle. Barkin enjoyed the financial freedom the marriage brought, but it came at the cost of her autonomy. By 2006, the relationship had reached its breaking point. Pearlman abruptly filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. The separation quickly turned messy, with intimate details splashed across headlines. Barkin described it as a masterclass in humiliation, highlighting the emotional toll of such public scrutiny. The divorce settlement reportedly left Barkin with $20 million, but no amount of money could undo the damage. For Barkin, the end of her marriage to Pearlman was more than just a breakup. It was a deeply personal wound, made worse by the relentless public exposure. The Pearlman divorce. Her divorce from Ronald Pearlman wasn't just messy, it was a media spectacle. In 2006, Pearlman abruptly filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. For Barkin, the move was a shock. It wasn't just a breakup, it was a financial and personal upheaval. Reports claimed Pearlman cut her off completely. He allegedly froze their joint accounts and locked her out of their home, leaving her with few resources when she needed stability the most. The divorce quickly spiraled into a bitter legal battle, but this wasn't only about dividing assets. Barkin claimed Pearlman had broken a promise to fund her production company, Applehead Pictures. She had launched the company during their marriage, hoping to create a new professional path and take control of her career. Losing that support wasn't just a financial blow, it was deeply personal. In court, she described him as controlling and manipulative, shedding light on the power dynamics of their marriage. Her testimony revealed a side of their relationship the public hadn't seen, painting Pearlman as a man who wielded influence to dominate. The tabloids had a field day. Every detail of the divorce became headline fodder, from court filings to Barkin's emotional statements. For her, the exposure was brutal. Her private struggles were dissected in real time, adding to the pain of the ordeal. Still, Barkin refused to back down. She stayed firm, determined to win justice for herself and her future. In the end, she prevailed. Barkin won her settlement, securing the funds to move forward with Applehead Pictures. It was a hard-fought victory, but it came at a cost. She later called the experience dehumanizing, a word that captured the emotional toll of such a public and bitter fight. Yet, the ordeal also fueled her resolve. Barkin emerged with a renewed focus on producing films and reclaiming her career. The divorce may have left scars, but it also marked a turning point. She was ready to rebuild on her own terms. Producing drama, Barkin's legal fights. Her legal battles didn't end with her divorce. They bled into her professional life, threatening the very foundation of her ambitions. Applehead Pictures, the production company she founded during her marriage to Ronald Pearlman, became the center of her next fight. Barkin envisioned Applehead as a home for underrepresented voices and unconventional stories. But after their split, Pearlman pulled his financial backing, stalling her plans. In 2006, Barkin sued Pearlman for $3.4 million. The case wasn't just about the money, it exposed the lingering control Pearlman tried to exert over her life. Barkin claimed his refusal to fund Applehead was deliberate, a calculated attempt to sabotage her career after the divorce. In court, she described him as manipulative, using his wealth to dominate and silence. The testimony added new layers to the public's understanding of their volatile relationship. The media pounced. Every claim, every revelation became tabloid fodder. Barkin faced intense scrutiny as headlines dissected her case. Despite the emotional toll, she didn't waver. Barkin fought not just for financial support, but to prove that she could reclaim control over her career and future. The courtroom battle ended in victory. Barkin secured the funds needed to revive Applehead Pictures. With her company back on track, she turned her focus to producing independent films. One standout project was Another Happy Day, 2011, a searing family drama. The film earned critical acclaim for its raw depiction of complex relationships. For Barkin, the film wasn't just a success, it was a symbol of her perseverance. Applehead Pictures became more than just a production company. It represented Barkin's fight to control her narrative. By refusing to let setbacks define her, she transformed personal challenges into professional wins. Her legal battles proved she wouldn't back down, no matter the odds, reinventing herself on television. After dominating the big screen in the 1980s and 1990s, Ellen Barkin faced a turning point. Like many actresses of her generation, she had to navigate the shift from film to television. For years, Barkin avoided TV, seeing it as a step down. But with the rise of prestige television and streaming platforms, the game changed. The new era offered complex, dynamic roles. Barkin decided it was time to embrace the change and prove her versatility. Her television debut came in 2012 with The New Normal. The Ryan Murphy comedy drama followed a gay couple starting a family. Barkin played Jane Forrest, a politically incorrect grandmother who never held back. Jane's biting commentary left characters stunned and audiences talking. Critics applauded Barkin's performance. She made a polarizing character oddly likable, bringing depth to a role that could have been flat. Barkin's sharp humor and layered delivery turned Jane into a standout. The show introduced Barkin to younger viewers who knew her name but not her work. Her real television breakthrough came in 2016 with Animal Kingdom. The gritty TNT drama focused on a crime family in Southern California. Barkin starred as Smurf Cody, the cunning and ruthless matriarch running the family's criminal operations. Smurf was unlike any role Barkin had played. She was fierce, manipulative, and unapologetically dangerous. Barkin brought icy precision to the character, captivating viewers. Critics praised her for adding complexity to Smurf, making her more than just a villain. Barkin's portrayal made Smurf both terrifying and fascinating, anchoring the series. Animal Kingdom became a hit, running for 6 seasons. The role earned Barkin a fresh wave of fans and proved her power to dominate any medium. Her move to television wasn't a fallback, it was a reinvention. Barkin showed that age and format didn't limit her. She could command any screen, big or small, with the same intensity and brilliance. Controversies and feuds. Ellen Barkin has never been one to hold back. Her unfiltered opinions have made her both polarizing and admired. Over the years, she has openly criticized sexism in Hollywood and called out social and political injustices. Her fiery social media presence, especially on Twitter, has often placed her at the center of controversy. One of her most publicized feuds was with director Terry Gilliam. They worked together on Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, 1998. Years later, Barkin accused Gilliam of creating an unprofessional and unsafe environment on set. She described incidents she found demeaning, pointing to deeper issues in how actresses were treated. Her claims sparked renewed conversations about power dynamics in Hollywood. Gilliam denied the allegations, but Barkin's comments forced many to reflect on industry norms. Her willingness to challenge a powerful figure added to her reputation as someone who wouldn't stay quiet. Barkin has also been vocal about Hollywood's double standards on age and beauty. In one interview, she said, "If you're not 25, blonde, and willing to play arm candy, you might as well be invisible." The comment resonated with many but also drew criticism. Some called her bitter, but Barkin didn't back down. She kept highlighting the ageism and sexism that shaped casting decisions. Her own career reflected these struggles, as she refused to be pigeonholed or dismissed for not fitting Hollywood's ideals. On social media, Barkin doesn't mince words. She critiques everything from political leaders to societal norms. Fans love her blunt honesty, but it also attracts backlash. Barkin has faced relentless online attacks, yet she continues to use her platform to speak her mind. The Ellen Barkin's voice. The Me Too movement shook Hollywood, and Ellen Barkin didn't stay silent. In 2017, as allegations against powerful men surfaced, she added her voice to the call for change. Barkin shared her own experiences, speaking openly about the sexism and harassment she had faced. Her honesty struck a chord with many. Others, however, criticized her for speaking out, a reflection of the polarizing atmosphere of the time. Barkin chose her words carefully. She didn't name specific individuals. Instead, she focused on the culture of silence and complicity that let abuse thrive. On Twitter, she wrote, "A lot of powerful men think silence equals safety, but silence has been broken." The tweet resonated, quickly becoming a rallying cry. But it also drew backlash. Detractors accused her of exaggerating or seeking attention. Barkin stood her ground, brushing off the criticism. Her activism didn't stop online. She spoke out in interviews and participated in panels, demanding systemic change. Barkin argued that the problem went beyond harassment. The industry needed to create more opportunities for women behind the camera. She pointed out the lack of female directors, writers, and producers as part of the larger issue. Applehead Pictures, her production company, became part of her response. Barkin used it to back projects led by female filmmakers. For her, this wasn't just about fairness. It was about creating diverse, authentic stories that reflected real experiences, staying relevant and redefining roles. Ellen Barkin has shown that reinvention isn't just possible, it's her strength. While many actresses her age see opportunities dwindle, she stayed in demand. Her role as Smurf Cody in Animal Kingdom was a career milestone. Playing the manipulative matriarch, she delivered a chilling, unforgettable performance. Audiences and critics praised her. The role cemented her as a powerhouse in television. Even after the show ended, it remained a defining moment in her career. Barkin didn't stop there. She made a splash with guest appearances on hit shows like Modern Family. Her portrayal of a glamorous, self-absorbed real estate agent was sharp and funny, bringing her signature edge to the screen. In Showtime's Happy-ish, she dived into dark, existential comedy, proving her range yet again. Each project reminded viewers that Barkin isn't bound by genre. She commands attention, no matter the role. Off-screen, Barkin has focused on producing. Through her company, Applehead Pictures, she champions independent films and diverse voices. Producing isn't just a business move for her. It's a way to tackle the inequities she has long criticized in Hollywood. Barkin's work behind the scenes reflects her commitment to reshaping the industry. She's also embraced mentorship. Barkin supports younger actresses, sharing advice drawn from her own experiences. She emphasizes authenticity and resilience, offering practical wisdom for navigating a tough industry. Her personal life has grown more private in recent years. Still, fans catch glimpses of her world through her unfiltered social media posts. True to form, Barkin's commentary remains sharp. She weighs in on current events and Hollywood's shifts with the boldness that has always defined her. As Barkin evolves, she makes one thing clear: she won't fade into the background.